The most tragic thing I've ever seen and experienced is in a man who failed. It's a man who succeeded at a life he didn't even want just because he was afraid of what his neighbors would say. And I'm talking from experience. I was successful, I was loved, I was admired, and I was in a cult. It came a point when I didn't believe it anymore. I was carrying a weight that didn't belong to me. I was editing my soul to fit into a world that was designed to keep me really, really small. I thought I was being responsible, but I was just actually being a hostage of the expectations of a religion and, obviously, by extension, people who will be dead in 50 years. Oh, I said it. Anyway, you might be in a very similar situation, even if you know for a fact that you are not in a cult. And yes, you might still be editing your soul to fit a world that was designed to keep you small, and it might be crushing you. Today, we're going to end that. I've put together 10 lessons, 10 hard, uncompromising truths that will act as a hammer to the chains of judgment and self sabotage you've been wearing. If you're looking for a pat on the back, you're on the wrong side of the internet. Sorry about that. But if you're ready to reclaim the life you've been hiding from, then sit down. Let's talk about the ghosts you've been living for. So, lesson number 1, the audience of ghosts. You're living your life for an audience of ghosts. You're paralyzed by the opinions of people you don't even like and people who aren't even thinking about you. Here's the truth. Nobody's watching you as closely as you think they are. They are too busy staring at their own reflection, wondering what you think of them. So, if you're stopping yourself because of what they might think, you're trading your potential for the approval of people who will forget you exist 5 minutes after you're gone. Stop performing for a crowd that didn't buy a ticket. The only person who has to live with your choices is the one staring back at you in the mirror at 3 o'clock in the morning. Build for that person. Lesson number 2, the pedestal of shame. Since you're watching this on the internet, let's talk about the specific example of doing internet marketing. You're afraid of being cringy. You're afraid of people laughing at your first video, your first product, or your first failure. But let me tell you something about the people who laugh. Critics are just failed creators with loud mouths. They sit in the stands because they are too terrified themselves to step onto the field. If you are unwilling to be laughed at for a year, you don't deserve to be admired for a decade. Let's put it like this. Cringe is just the tax you pay for growth. If you aren't embarrassed by who you were 12 months ago, you aren't growing fast enough. Pay the stupid tax and keep moving forward. Lesson number 3, the myth of the hater. You're worried about haters. My friend, you don't have haters yet. You just have an ego. True haters are a luxury reserved for the successful. Most of the resistance you feel isn't hate, it's indifference. People don't want you to fail, they just don't care. And that's your superpower. The fact that nobody cares is your permission to be whoever you want. Use this time of anonymity to fail loudly, experiment wildly, and find your voice. By the time they start paying attention, you will be already untouchable. Don't fear the hate, fear the silence of a life played too safe. Lesson number 4, the debt of approval. Every time you ask for someone's opinion, you're taking out a high interest loan on your future. You're giving them a vote in a life they don't have to live. Approval is a drug that makes you feel safe, but at the same time, it kills your ambition. If you wait for your parents, your spouse, or your friends to get it, you'll be waiting in the grave. They won't see the vision because it wasn't given to them, it was given to you. Stop trying to explain the sunrise to people who refuse to open their eyes. Just keep walking toward your North Star. Lesson number 5, the nice trap. Oh, this is a big one and it gets a lot of people. Before we go into it, bring to your mind someone who, in your opinion, is really successful. Elon Musk and Joe Rogan just popped in my mind right now. You think about the ones you find successful. Now, let's get into it. Being liked is a poor man's goal. If everyone likes you, it means you haven't stood for anything. It means you've sanded down your edges until you are smooth, boring, a pebble in a sea of millions of other pebbles. Entrepreneurship isn't a popularity contest, it's a value delivery system. The world doesn't pay you to be nice, it pays you for being effective. Some people will find your ambition too much, some will find your confidence arrogant. Let them. Your job isn't to be a flavor everybody likes. It's to be the solution for the people who need you. Be polarizing. Be real. Be gone if they don't like it. Now, does that match the successful people you thought of? Or are they always nice and never polarizing? Let me know in the comments below. Lesson number 6. The ghost of your future self. Think about yourself at 80 years old. You are sitting in a chair, looking back in time. Do you think that old version of you is going to say, I'm so glad I didn't post those videos because Brenda from high school might have thought it was weird? No, of course not. They're going to scream at you for being a coward. Almost every single old person that gets asked about it clearly says that regret is a much heavier burden than embarrassment. Embarrassment lasts for a week maybe. Regret lasts a lifetime. Use that fear of your future regret to drown out the noise of today's judgment. Disappoint everyone else if you have to, but do not disappoint the person you are destined to become. Lesson number 7, the mirror of projection. When someone judges you, they aren't talking about you. They are giving you a guided tour of their own insecurities. When they say, that's too risky, they mean they are afraid. When they say you've changed, they mean they've stayed the same. People judge your progress because it shines a light on their own stagnation. The words are just the rattling of the bars of the cage they've built for themselves. Don't let their cage become yours. Smile, wish them well, and realize that their opinion of you is none of your business. Lesson number 8, the cost of belonging. When I was religiously brainwashed, the biggest fear I had, even bigger than being destroyed, was the loss of being part of the group, being expelled and cast out. But at some point, I realized that the price of greatness is the loss of belonging to the average. You cannot soar with the eagles if you're still trying to keep the chickens happy. It's simply impossible. As you grow, your circle will get smaller. You'll be left out of the gossip, the happy hours, and the complaints. Celebrate that loneliness. It's the sound of you entering an atmosphere of a different world. If you're the smartest or most ambitious person in the room, you are in the wrong room. Stop trying to fit into a space you've already outgrown. It's okay to be the outcast if the cast is headed for a dead end. Lesson number 9, the contentment illusion. They tell you to be humble and be content with what you have. Usually, this advice comes from people who gave up on their own dreams 20 years ago. There is a difference between being grateful and being finished. Gratitude is seeing the beauty in the journey. Contentment is stopping in the middle of the road. Don't let people shackle you with their versions of enough. Your enough is defined by your potential, not their comfort zone. It is not greedy to want to see how far you can go. It is your duty. And lesson number 10, the final truth. At the end of the day, you are the only one who lives in your mind and the only one who dies your death. The world will try to mold you, mock you, and then eventually forget you. So, why are you still holding back? The only judgment that matters is the one you make when you are alone with your thoughts. Did you give it everything? Did you speak your truth? Or did you die with the music still inside you because you were worried about what people in the back row might think? Pick up your tools. Start the work. The world is waiting for someone who isn't afraid to be seen. If you manage to watch all the way to the end, I salute you. Subscribe to the channel to find out what else we can learn together that can help us both on our path to success. See you in the next one.